Hey guys, here we go, Monday Live, and here I am all ready for spaghetti. We have a whole show here, a whole bunch of people, and some stuff that we didn't get to. So, what else? Do we have any announcements before we get going?
Of course, we have our questions from last week. We have a recap of your weekend. How'd that reel go, Sammy?
Oh, the one with the girl sitting with me for Are You in the Mafia? That thing? I think we're at 104, 105,000 views on it today. I think it's out 3 days, 3 days.
Yep.
I
Friday.
mean, that's a lot of views. And it was, I got a whole bunch of comments on my regular phones and everything. Oh, Sammy's sitting there with Sammy's Angels. So Charlie's Angels, there was a program. Now it's Sammy's Angels, and they are angels, that's for sure.
Angels with the dirty wings.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump into last week's questions real quick?
Yeah, we might as well start. I don't know of anything other than, listen, if you like the programs, press like and subscribe. It's always important. And it's making some progress. I keep throwing it in Hollywood's face, but I would appreciate you pressing subscribe. But go ahead, let's get to the questions.
Of course. Okay, so let's get quick shout outs to Stanley Harmon, Lucretia YT last week. She says, "You're always amazing." Sure Shot Sav. Greetings from Tony Savarino from Cleveland, Ohio. Give those quick shout outs.
Yeah, good. It's a great shout out. I appreciate you guys for your support and everything you're doing.
And then we have Ryan Brown. Last week asked Sammy, Louis Ferrante in an interview said that he was told by Joe Butch that you were no good well before you flipped, but that John ignored the warning. What are your thoughts?
That Joe Bush talked to John about me being no good, meaning, I guess in terminology that I was cooperating and I was with the government. Joe Bush was always a little bit of an asshole. I don't put it past him. I doubt it. I think John would have jumped right down his throat. If I was cooperating and he had information like that, that would have been big for John. It would have took me out in 2 seconds if they could have even imagined it. And I don't think even when I did cooperate, the FBI didn't even imagine that I was coming in. It obviously is not true, and I don't know if Joe Butch went to John with something like that. I really, really doubt that a lot. And I think Joe Butch was a little bit of a coward, to tell you the truth. I've seen him in a few situations. Going in and saying that about the underboss to a boss, if you can't prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're going to get killed for that. There's no two but. In other words, if I would, of course, defend myself, there was no truth to it because I wasn't. So I would have told John, it's a must. Now, this guy wanted to spread a rumor like that, and he wouldn't even hesitate. He would say, Sammy, I agree with you. Somebody said that about me, and they can't prove it, but I'm taking them out. So go ahead, do what you got to do. So he would have been dead. I don't buy that. I don't know where it came from, but I don't buy it.
Okay. We have Maddie Ice. Sammy, how do you handle the anxiety and depression that comes along with life? Much love and thanks for all that you do.
You know, there's an old expression. There's bumps in the road. When life gets tough, the tough get tougher, the weak get weaker. I'm a tough guy. I take on life with all its problems, whether they're mafia problems, whether they're sickness problems, whether they're family problems. You take on all your problems and you fight your way up again, get up and keep fighting, stay strong. If you keep a positive attitude, you're going to have a lot of friends who are helping you through these fights, and you're going to help a lot of them when they have their fights. That's what it's all about. It's about family, it's about friendship, and it's about being tough. life is going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard in the very near future, especially if Biden wins. I think we're in for a fight like we had never thought it possible. There's just so many things. I'm not going to get political, but so stay strong, do everything you can do in the times. And the biggest thing is pay attention. Especially listen to these politicians, what they're doing. They're not holding back anymore. They're telling you what they're going to do. You think they're lying to you? They're telling you they're going to knock your brains in. They're going to raise your taxes. They're going to do all kinds of things. Listen to them. And believe it. Don't wait until it's too late. Say something. Do something. All right.
Okay. We have Curtis Fogelsanger. Sending love from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. When can we see your TV series or movie that you're working on come out? You and your team are the best.
I tell you, my team is the best. I look good because of them. But getting to the films, there's not too much I could talk about. But I'm going to be totally honest. We're putting it together as fast as we can put it together. We just want to do it right. To me, this is my legacy. I mean, I'm very interested. I want to watch it tomorrow morning myself after it's out, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it right. We have a tremendous team. I'm not allowed to say who they all are. It'll come out very shortly. I still think it'll take 7-8 months to a year before it's actually on TV or cable, HBO, Netflix. I don't know where it's going to come out just yet, but you're going to hear a lot in the next couple of months.
We have Lore84. I heard Joey Merlino say that he told his cousins not to talk to their father anymore after their father flipped. Is that typical in the mafia?
No. No, you can't. First of all, people's family members are civilians. They didn't take an oath to the mafia. If this is their cousin, their father, their mother, whoever it is, you can't tell people that. It's dumb. I mean, when my brother-in-law died, my sister Jeannie's husband, Angelo, died, not the other Garofalo. A couple of months after he died, she went out with a cop. She started dating him, and she got in touch with me because I was in the life. I couldn't be around that, so she asked me, says, what should I do? Should I pull away? I said, no. You're not in any life. You don't know anybody, anything. If you love the guy, be with him. Understand, I'm your brother. You know the life I'm in. I can't have him at parties. You could, but don't expect me to be there. And I can't be involved with him too much. I'm cozy up and we become super friendly. I'll be respectful to him and vice versa, I hope. But no, I think it's wrong telling your family who are not in the life to disrespect their own family. What kind of teaching is that? No. I mean, I understand what he's saying. You could have people separated, but telling them don't talk to your father or your cousin or your uncle who you love, and maybe from a kid, growing up your whole life, I don't think that's part of the life. Everybody to each their own. I know there's a lot of guys, when you cooperate, they call you a rat, they don't want to talk to you, whatever, and that happens. But I don't take that on a regular basis and with people, and I wouldn't teach that.
Okay. Last one from Peter Allen, MMA. Does Sammy know much about I think it's the Kinahan Irish cartel?
No, I don't think I heard of them. That they might be in Ireland. They might not be here. I mean, there's a lot of, in Ireland, there's a lot of really tough gangs, especially when they were fighting for freedom during the War of Independence from England. And I did time with a lot of guys. Joe Dougherty from the and I forgot what they called them, the People's Army or whatever it was, but there was a lot of tough groups. There was prisons actually built for them, that the whole prison went in. Joe Dougherty was telling me that in the prisons, they don't listen to the guards. They're all Irish guys in the prison. And they have their chain of command, their own chain of command. So the guards would go over, the captain would go over to the head Irish guy and say, listen, get some guys to clean the urinals or clean the floors or do something. And they would only listen to their officials, so their official would go down and say, listen, do this. Now, if they wanted something back, more free time, then they would tell them, you want me to tell them to do that? Maybe we should have more rec time or more this. So there was like negotiations. They were that strong. And so there's a lot of tough Irish gangs, and I grew up with a lot of tough Irish people. But I never really heard of that one.
Okay. Last thing, I think it's a very special birthday for somebody. Demi?
Demi, I believe Demi Vitale in England. It's her birthday today. So let's all wish her a happy birthday. She's started her new programs, and she's on Instagram, and I saw her face there. She's getting like an old, little old lady.
Oh,
she's a baby.
She's so
a baby.
cute.
Yeah,
happy birthday, Demi.
Yes.
Okay.
So everybody wish her a happy birthday, and she follows us. She's been a friend for a very long time.
Cool. That's all I have from last week, everybody. Recap. So now we're back to Anna.
Hey, Sammy, you want to tell your viewers what's sitting right next to you, that little action figure?
Oh, that?
Who is that?
I don't know. Is that me?
That's you, pal. Funko Pop.
You one-on-one. Sammy the Bull with sunglasses and everything. This is cute. There's no hat? No.
Yeah, it needs to be designed a little bit more thoroughly, but put in the chat a number 1 if you would get a Funko Pop of Sammy the Bull Gravano. I want one.
Yeah, all right.
I got Vito Corleone. I need Sammy the Bull. And get him autographed.
All right.
That would be awesome.
That's cute. That's cute. My grandchildren will love them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I'm going to jump right into the super chats. Little's Pressure Washing. Hey, Sammy, I'm going to reach out for a video call.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I was taking a sip.
Little's Pressure Washing is saying, hey, Sammy, I'm going to reach out soon for a video call.
It'd be my pleasure. Yeah, we could chat and chat it up. Yeah, my pleasure. I love these calls. These calls are great. You know, in the beginning, I didn't realize how good they were going to be. And people are really enjoying it. You get a copy of them, right? Mm-hmm. So they have a copy. They can keep the copy. They could ask me any questions. It's a one-on-one. And it's not usually, of course, they'll always call their wife in or their kid or somebody. And I enjoy the hell out of them. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the call.
The cool one was when the guy arranged the whole omerta ceremony to renew his vows.
That was crazy, right?
Oh, man, dude.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Him and his wife got married in our conversation. That was crazy. I felt like a priest.
The good kind. Ryan Brown. Hey, Sammy, I showed my father your channel the other day, and he loves it. Can he get a shout out? His name is Dana.
Hey, Dana.
Sammy.
My.
Hey, Dana.
Hey,
How
Dana.
you doing?
Yeah, like a dude.
How you doing, pal?
Dude.
I
How you
love it.
doing, Dana?
That's awesome. J. Marie in the super chat. Boss, did you ever give out bribes to local politicians or judges like they show in the movies? And if so, which political party would be easier to approach with the bribe? Thanks, Skip.
Yeah, I never did it directly. I mean, indirectly through lawyers. They had connection with prosecutors or judges. At one time, judges had to pay to get in. So there was connects with people. I didn't have that connect. Through people, I was able to reach that. So I did pay on a few occasions, but not directly, so I couldn't say, that for sure. And what was the other part of that question?
Which party
Oh,
was
which
easier
party?
to approach?
Which party was easiest? Democrats always, they were evil. But we preferred them because they were easy to bribe. They were always had their hand out. They were the easiest people to make a deal with. We weren't crazy about Republicans. I was a Democrat years ago as a kid growing up because they were easy to bribe. Republicans were always more conservative, more that were against crime and stuff like that. So as a kid growing up and as a gangster, I didn't want them. I wanted Democrats. And I've been a Democrat most of my life. I pulled away from them. What they're doing in the past years, not only through Biden, even before a little bit, they're doing really evil shit that really hurts the country. So it's one thing to give a guy a bribe and close your eyes, you're not hurting anybody. But this stuff they're doing is purely evil. So I'm not a Democrat anymore, for sure.
Right.
There's a lot of Republicans I don't like either. So I'm like in the middle somewhere, I think. I'm an independent. I would like to, someday if I was off parole, I would actually run to take over the independent party. It's small, it's a nothing party. So I probably could win something like that. And I would change the name to the Independent People's Party. And then back people who are going to run for governor or mayor or senator or congressman, to put people who care about the country. So whether they're Republicans, we throw them out, or Democrats, and build a new party. This is what I think the country needs. And you got one party against the other. You always need three people. That's how things are solved. In the justice system, there's 9 judges for a reason. Because when you got 4 and 5, there's a vote. If you had 8, you'd have 4 and 4, and you're stuck all the time, like we are now. So you need a third party to grow. There's just nobody behind it running it. There's no big money behind it. So I don't know. I'd have to live to 100 probably. Get through with these movies and maybe run to take that thing over.
There you go.
I would love to take that thing over.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because there's a lot of good people I think you deserve to run. And if you get enough people, that's, again, the people power. And then you can really change all this bullshit.
We've been seeing lately, you guys, a lot of politicians that are running for Congress and Senate are reaching out to Sammy to ask for his advice and his support and his business mind.
Yeah, I'm backing somebody in Jersey now. What's his name again?
Damon.
Damon. And he's running he was a Democrat. He changed over to a Republican, and he's running as a Republican. I did a video with him. There's so many things that they should change. What I don't understand, a lot of times I listen to the news media, it's part of it, not all of it, but part of it seems corrupt. And I don't know why. They don't have licenses, actually. A doctor has a license. If he breaks some rules, he could lose his license. He's not a doctor. A dentist, a lawyer. How come the news people they don't have a license, so they can't lose a license? They could lie, they could do anything they want. Why not license them? And if you catch them in enough lies, they lose their license, they're barred from that field for life. So, that I think would help and straighten the whole news media out a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, let's not get political.
Yeah.
So, what other questions?
Let's see. Elgato, salute, Sammy. Did Angelo Ruggiero really look like a chicken?
I don't know, like a chicken. I thought he looked more like a Saint Bernard, a big fucking fat ass Saint Bernard with these jowls. So I don't know. I never heard anybody call it a chicken, but I think he was big, a little on the heavy side. And quack quack is because he was like knock-kneed or something, where you're walking with your feet like a chicken. Or a duck, and that's where they got the nickname Quack Quack. He had that walk, and he walked like a duck. So,
Oh my God.
But I never heard anybody say he looks like a chicken.
That's funny. Boz Cobra, what do you think about the claim that Gotti killed Tommy DeSimone because he was good friends with Billy Batts?
No truth to that whatsoever. I mean, I've heard it a couple of times. Not from the street. I never heard it from the street. And it's almost an impossibility. I don't give a fuck whose friend he was. He was with another family. He would be doing the same thing that he did. Why he died. But the Gambino family put a lot of pressure, from what I understand, on the Lucchese's. The Lucchese family put a lot of pressure on Paul Vario, who was the head of that crew. That was the real boss, Paul Vario.
Yeah.
And he gave up him. And to make it die down, we wanted Hunk. Hunk meaning we want revenge. They took him out, not us. It's their business. They took him out, and we backed up. And I had no part or interest. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on with that. This is what I'm hearing later in life. So I don't want to sound like an expert on that, but I'm sure that John had nothing to do with it. I heard this rumor a bunch of times. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying it's almost, even according to the Cosa Nostra rules, it wouldn't happen. You know, I had a problem with a guy in the Colombo family that killed Sammy, and they agreed. They wouldn't even allow me to kill them. They killed them themselves. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't give me that satisfaction. They didn't want to give it up. They'd look weak by giving up their own man. So I don't think this is what happened over there. Almost 100%.
Wow. Thank you, Sammy. I wonder if the Shine Box or Shine Box line is Pileggi, or if that really happened.
It was a great line.
Great
I
line.
love the line. I'm not going to knock it. I love that line. Go get your fucking shine box. I don't know how many times I used it myself.
Hell yeah.
Or felt like using it, you know. Now, I was arguing with a guy today who called me up. I don't know, this guy's fucking nuts.
Jeez.
And so I said, who am I talking to? I mentioned a few names. They said, that's, what did he say? That's, I forgot. You said something. Then I said, how is that insulting? I said, I'm asking you a question. You asked me a question, I'm asking you a question. How is it insulting? And then he said something stupid again. Then I said, go fuck yourself. Then I went to my phone and said, let me just block this guy. Why am I keep arguing him?
Yeah.
I don't even know who he is. And I blocked him. But I felt like in that conversation at one point, I wanted to say, go get your fucking shine box, bro. You want to talk to me like a tough guy on the fucking phone.
Somebody put that in the chat.
Huh?
What?
Somebody said, yeah, go get your shine box.
Yeah.
Your effing shine box.
Yeah,
Fucking Shine Box.
That's what I was going to tell him.
You've
But
been gone a long time. You ain't
I
hurt.
love that. I love that. That was in the movie. It was great. I don't know if it was made up, but, you know. And I don't know if that guy did shoes. Yeah, in that area, there was a lot of guys who grew up in shining shoes. It wasn't no disrespect, man. You know, a lot of people shine shoes. That's what we always did. We always went. There were shoe stores where they would, you know. Now, when our shoes are worn out, we throw them out. Mm-hmm. Not then. They would take the sole or the heel off. They put a new sole, new heel, grind it all up, polish it up, dye it, and you had the same shoes. So instead of spending, let's say $30 on the shoes, maybe it cost you $15, you got the same shoes back.
Yeah.
They were comfortable. A lot of guys wanted the same shoes.
Yeah, they don't make them like they used to.
Yeah, they don't do that no more. There's not places like that, so.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of guys back then who shined their shoes, you know.
Yeah.
And there were shoe shine stands all over the place.
That's
But
cool.
that was a great line. I love
it.
that.
You taught me a new word, Sammy, haberdashery. I have never heard that before. It's classic. I love it.
Yeah, a guy who specializes in men's clothes. A guy, John hired the guy, Bobby. That's what he did. He bought John's clothes, had them tailored and made, dry cleaned, put them on the shelf, all ready. John came in with, you know, dressed like me. And, you know, he took a shower at home, came in like this, get undressed, get dressed like that. Mm-hmm. Barbara would come, wash his hair, blow dry it. He went out like it was a show. Mm-hmm. Every morning. he had the captain who just died, Jackie Knows, go clean the car, make sure there's no dust on the inside, the outside. He put out a performance every morning.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Is that the pictures you see when he's walking with the Raiders jacket on? Like he's like casual?
He's casual, and that's on a Saturday over there. He's not coming out. And he liked that jacket, the Raven jacket, and he would wear that jacket and stuff like that. Or he was doing that in the beginning before he went into the barber. But I think that was on a Saturday or something. He wasn't going into Manhattan. But every morning, he'd go to that area where he's wearing the jacket, and right in the club, in the back, he had it set up. It was almost like a beauty parlor.
Wow.
You know, on one chair like that, mirror, a sink where you put your head back in it and do all that stuff. So, you know, what shocked me one time, I went there and I says to Peter Gotti was there. I says, "Where's your brother?" He says he's inside getting a haircut. I said, "Getting a haircut?" I said, "I was here yesterday. He was getting a haircut." He says, "Sammy, he gets a haircut every day." Every day. Yeah. I went in there, sure enough, he's in the back. And I'm a ball breaker, so I said, "John," the barber was snipping it all the way. So I said, "John, I'm going to kill this fucking guy." The guy stopped. He froze. John said, "Stop it, stop it, stop fucking around, Sammy." "No, I mean it, bro. He's robbing you. He's giving you a haircut every fucking day." Then the guy says, he told me to come every day.
He told me to come every day. Like, there's a big bald spot back here, John. He's cutting the same spot. That's so cool, Sam. Oh, there's Lily girl.
There's my Lily girl stopping in to say hello.
She knows she's the real star of the show, Sam.
Yep. Yep. She's my baby. I wouldn't know what to do without her. You know, my ex-wife, her dog died the other day.
Oh.
She had to put it down. I mean, and I brought her a meal. She was like really sad, and she's not well. So I went over there. I brought her Philly's cheesesteak. I bought one for my grandson, one for her, and one for me.
That's nice.
So I went over there and I had a sandwich with her, and I said, we'll get you another dog. And it's not that, it's not getting another dog. You just lost a dog. You can't replace the love and whatever.
No.
You know, you got to wait a while, and then that's how I got Lily. I waited a while. So she'll wait a while, we'll get her another dog. And, of course, when you hit that age, she's 71, turning 71 now. So she needs a little something.
Yeah.
And she don't watch the Stranzola no more, so she needs a fucking dog, bro.
She don't want the Brajul?
Yeah, she don't want the Brajul no more.
Damn. Oh my goodness.
I'm not gonna hear the end of this now. My daughter, my son, you talking about your Brajul?
That's my mom. Okay, L Prophet. Sammy, in an earlier video, you allude that the chair you sit in is Tato's chair from his club. Is this true? And if so, should it be in the National Archives? But screw the feds, they don't deserve it anyways.
This chair? No, this is in Tato's chair. And it's a hypothetical. When I said I would sit in Tato's chair, I don't mean it as, per se, a chair. In other words, wherever Tato sat, but because he was the captain and he was my man, and everybody else in our crew, that's his chair. We don't sit in his chair. He's the boss. That's his chair. He's talking from his chair. Tomorrow he wants to sit in another chair. It's fine. He sits in another chair. When I became I became captain, and he was put under me. And he would come to tallies. I would tell his son, "Charlie boy, pick him up and bring him down." And when he would come in, now I had my chair. I was sitting in the chair because it's the head of the table. It's just a chair. But the statement is he's sitting, it's his chair. And so as soon as he would come in, I would get up and I would tell him, "Tato, sit here at the head of the table." So he's sitting in my chair, so to speak. Now, a lot of guys say, "Sammy, that's your chair." Yeah. But that's respect. I want you to understand. I may be his captain now, but he's the man. He's the man, and we always give them the respect. He's way older than me. And respect is, without respect, I was going to say in our life, but in any life, without respect, love, honesty, without trust, without any of these things, I mean, you could have not all of them. You could, you should, but you have to have some of them. If you don't have these things, you're not going to have a good life. You're not going to have a lot of friends, even if they're relatives. A lot of people are going to dislike you. Your life, you're making your life real tough. And, you know, it's not always about you. A lot of people have problems. They'll get married, they'll have a husband that's horrible, it didn't work out, or vice versa. Some women could be horrible too. But mostly men take that role. And so, you know, I go to the gym. I could see a woman or a man, I don't care who it is. When I open the door, I always look behind me or look at the glass and somebody's like 10 steps away. And I could just walk in and they open the door for themselves. I hold the door open. It takes 2 seconds more and they come to the door and walk in. And as they walk in, they look right at me with a smile. Thank you so much. It takes nothing. It's 2 seconds to be courteous to people. And I do that all the time. It's just part of me now. And the gym, that I go to, not because I'm Sammy the Bull, I think part of it is that they see I got a show. The whole gym knows who I am and says hello, and I'm courteous and stuff like that, and gives me a thumbs up. Good morning. This morning, when I went to the gym, there was a guy there who was in the locker room getting dressed. Hey, Sammy, I tried to hook up with him 100 times. We never bunked in. And he had my book. He bought it. So I said, I had a towel wrapped around me. And I went over and I signed it and shook his hand. And he took a selfie with me. It's not like bragging. It's just, if you don't do little things like that, they just think the world of you. And you got to take out the time and be courteous back. That's what life is about. You know, and if you can do that, it makes your life better. It makes my life better to see those people smiling and thanking me or something than being a fucking dick and not waiting or getting on the door first. It don't matter. A car trying to get out of a place. Some car was coming out. The light was red. Instead of me pulling right up to there was a little bit opening, so I let the guy get out. The person behind me started blowing the horn.
Oh, jeez.
What the fuck? It's one more car. What are you fucking panicking? It's one car. And really banging the horn.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a little annoyed. And I slow up that he's going to come around me. And I want to tell him, what the fuck is you? What are you? When he come up, it wasn't a guy. It was a woman.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Fucking blowing the horn for one more car. You know. So we just box him in so he can't come out of the driveway, the mall there. He can't get out. We just block him in. Why should we give him a break?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Wild.
All right, come on. More questions.
Brazilian Monk with a generous super chat for you, Sammy. Salute. Can you please give my cousins Danny and Yolanda a shout out and your blessings? They're from Brooklyn and Florida. If you have a gangster story about Bed Stewie, that would be cool too.
Who?
Bed Stewie? Bed Stuy?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know the name, so I don't have a story. But cousin Danny and what's his?
Yolanda?
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 Yolanda? Yolanda. It's Italiano. It sounds like Italian or Spanish or something. Yolanda. Right.
Ryan Brown. Sammy, how much work did Neil de la Croce do for the Gambino family?
Neil de la Croce was a tough guy. He did a lot of work. He was originally under the Mad Hatter, Albert Anastasia. He headed a crew over there with Anthony Reggiano's father, Fat Andy. The whole crew over there was tough guys. And then he was under Carlo Gambino, chose him as an underboss, and he was an underboss under there. He did a lot of good things. He fought for the underdog all the time, type of thing. He did have a strong relationship with John Gotti and Angelo Ruggiero, even though towards the end, when they went to him to kill Paul, he said no. He went against them. Not in a physical way. He was sick anyway. He was dying in his bed in Staten Island. But I think he was a rock, a solid rock. He was a tough guy, but it was fair. He was honest. He was respected. He was loved. You could see that when he died, his funeral, everything. I mean, so Neil was a rock. I liked him. I played cards with him a couple times. Pinochle, partners down there. Went to see him for the holidays. I wasn't part of that crew. I was part of under Castellano. But so I think it was a rock.
Nice, thank you. Misty Ogaz Kano. Just a generous envelope for you, Sammy. Hi, this is Misty Mary Ruth, and I love you, Sammy.
Yeah, I love you too. Especially with them envelopes. Keep them.
Dollar bill, y'all. Denise with her weekly envelope for you. No question, no comment.
Thank you, Denise.
Diane Jackson, the same.
Diane Jackson, the same. Thank you. Let me get back to Denise for a minute. Let me get back to Denise. One second. I want to tell you a story about, there was a mob guy who was going to prison. He got his brother. His brother was handicapped. I'll say he was handicapped. And he wasn't all there mentally. But his wife was pregnant. So he tells his handicapped brother, he says, listen, and he wasn't handicapped, he was like fucking retarded, but you're not allowed to say that word.
Intellectual disability.
Yeah, whatever. And so he tells his brother, he says, I got to go to jail for 3 months. My wife is due, she's pregnant. Do whatever you can do to help her, take care of her, whatever her needs are. Make sure. And he's really, yes, I got it, bro. So he goes to, it's county jail. He goes to jail. And she calls the brother. She says, oh my God, my water broke. I'm bleeding. Well, please come over. He comes over. Boom. He's speeding on, and he goes flying there, and he gets her there. Brings her in, carries her in, all this stuff, takes good care of her. She's in. And she has twins, a boy and a girl. And he goes to the prison to tell his brother that he's a happy father of twins. So he goes in, he tells his brother, he says, your wife, gave birth, and did you help her? Did you do? I did everything. I was so good at what I did that towards the end she says, you could name the 2 kids. So he said, that's a great honor. He looked at his brother, he says, you name my kids? Yeah. He said, what'd you name my daughter? Because he knew it was a boy and a girl. He says, Denise. Ah, that's a nice name. Denise is a nice name. Okay. What'd you name my son? He said, the nephew.
Oh, my God.
So Denise, then the nephew. All right.
Wow.
Let's go on.
Okay. Diane Jackson, I forgot my question, Mr. Sammy. Much love from North Carolina. What was your downtime like with your family, and was it hard to separate your work life and home life?
It was extremely hard to separate the two. Cosa Nostra was especially when I got up in rank, was very, very demanding. There's a lot of things that are life and death situations or big money deals or interactions with other families, sit-downs. It was very hard to get away, and a lot of people depend on you when you're in those big positions. So it was very hard. I had to make a lot of different arrangements. I tried to get away on the weekends. I bought a farm so that my wife and my kids could be on the farm, stay there all weekend, enjoy it. I bought ponies for the kids and did a whole bunch of things. And on a Friday night, when I got everything out of the way, I would shoot out and go right to the farm. It was only about an hour and 10, 15 minutes away, Cream Ridge, New Jersey. I loved it. It was good for my kids and my wife. So, but I did my best to live the two lives and not make them come together. And it's hard, it's very tricky, but it was something that I had to do, and I did it, and I did it, I think, fairly good, as good as I could. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
that was about it.
Yeah. I know Gerard was talking the other day, and he was saying, I had no idea. When we were young, you were just like Dad. Like
Yeah.
we didn't see any of that
Right.
mafia stuff. It was all,
And you know what it
Yeah.
is? You know, like John Gotti, you saw him, the way he dressed. I didn't do that.
right.
I did that if we went out at night or I went to a wedding or a funeral, I got dressed. But during the day, I was handling unions and is in construction a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I dressed like I am right now. I don't know if you could see me. I had sneakers on. I got jeans on. I got a little T-shirt. I got a little jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I would have a clipboard. I wouldn't have sneakers. I would have construction boots. I'd maybe go to the job. Even if I went into a diner and met with guys, I didn't have to be dressed. So I try to combine the life that way to make it easier and working. And I always felt that the agents were always watching us. So fucking let them watch me. What are they going to say to a jury? A jury's going to turn around and say, he don't look like a gangster to me. He looks like a working guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got working boots. He's got some jeans. He's got a clipboard. He's going, we're following, you're following him. He went to a construction site. He's what his lawyer is saying. He's a construction guy. So I always thought that in mind. You can't hang around. You can't do what I was doing and be in a $2,000 suit with a white-on-white shirt with a hand-painted tie. It just, then you're so obvious as a gangster. Especially, what am I going to do, go to a construction site like that? So
Right.
I tried to separate the lives. Like my son had told meetings that they didn't even know. They thought when I left and when I did whatever I did, I was going to work. I looked like a construction guy even to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is that?
And Kukui,
On the roof?
the boogeyman.
Yeah, here's some money on the roof. Why are they on the roof?
I don't know what they're doing.
We should get the guns. Take the guns.
Sammy!
Get the guns. Where the fuck is going on here?
Oh my gosh. Libram X, have you ever met Russ Buffalino or Bruschetta?
No, I never met him. No. I knew who he was and all that stuff, but I never met him.
Elgato back in the super chat. Did Castellano really want to whack John Gotti?
Yeah, Elgato, without a doubt, my friend. They got caught on these tapes, and you'll hear Angelo Ruggiero, you'll hear a tape where he says, I can't give these up. He didn't give them up in the beginning. I don't think he ever gave them up. But John's lawyer got them from the prosecutors. So they had them. Paul had them. So it wasn't just talked about drugs. They talked about the commission. Angelo was a bad talker. Every boss in the commission, he was knocking or talking about doing all these things. He was talking even about, him and John would like to kill Castellano. So it wasn't just about drugs. So you can bet your sweet ass that Castellano was going to make the move. It was inevitable. And, he had cases going on. When he was ready, he was going to make the move. He waited too long. He kept it a little too quiet. If I was him, I would have started the war while I'm going on trial, because the best cover is he's in court. He's got cops. He's got lawyers. He's got everything around him. You can't hit him. And when he leaves, he really protects himself.
Yeah.
He should have made the move. He waited too long.
Wow.
And what took that long is that Neil, we go back to Neil, never agreed with giving Angelo and John the hit. Says it's Cosa Nostra. He wants the tapes. He's the boss. Give him the fucking tapes. That's what you're supposed to do. Angelo says, I'll never give him the tapes. Blah, 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 because my friends, everybody's on it. He said, I'll sit down for you. I can't guarantee that you'll survive this. I'll sit for you. But if you don't want that, then run. Get the fuck out, run. You broke every rule in the book, and you want to kill him.
Yeah.
What did he do wrong?
Right.
He wouldn't agree with the hit. That's what held it so long, because we definitely weren't going to hurt Neil. We loved him. We all loved him. Right after Neil died, and Paul put icing on the tape, he didn't, the cake, he didn't even go to his funeral. Unbeknownst to Paul, he's the guy who was keeping you alive, because he wouldn't agree. And we weren't going to go forward or hurt him. So, and when asked, Paul said, I got, cases going on, Fuck the cases. Everybody knows who you are. The feds already pinched you. The news knows who you are. So you went to somebody, your friends, your underboss, but your friend's wake. What's the harm in it? Fuck the news. That infuriated a lot of people as well, that he didn't go. And it was a poor excuse.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, I think 2 weeks before, the most, Neil died. On December 16th, we killed him. So, and Neil was the biggest, one of the biggest problems. If you hear thunder and stuff, that's somebody on my roof.
Can you guys
Why
hear?
are they even on the roof? What are they fixing?
Spider-Man.
I was about to climb the ladder to see what the hell.
Guys in the chat, can you hear the craziness going on the roof? Get the guns. What did Sammy say?
Yeah.
Misty Mary Ruth is back in the super chat, Sammy. I love you, Sammy.
I love you too, Ruthie.
Carol Biondo with a generous envelope for you. No comment, no question.
Oh, I love her too. Now look how many girls I love. I love a fucking army of them now.
The Witness in the super chat. What was the reaction to Joe Gallo passing in your family?
Joe Gallo, the one who's the consigliere of our family.
Yeah.
What was the reaction? Really nothing. I mean, and I don't want to knock him. He wasn't a bad guy. I knew him. I took his spot. I was the acting consigliere under him. He was part of the plot. I took his job when we took him down. And we took him down because he was the true betrayer. The one who was the closest to him, and he's the only administrative member, went against him. But he didn't do it openly. He said to John and Frankie and me, us, when we were talking, he was part of it. But he said, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to say anything. But if you guys do it and you take over, then I'll be, I'll be with you guys. That's not a thing to say. You'll be with us if we win? What about if we lose? It's a poor way to do it. And he wasn't manly enough that he was like doing this behind his back. Frankie was close to him, I was close to him, but we weren't doing anything behind his back. It wasn't, well, of course we're not going to tell him what we're doing, but his was like a scheme. He had no reason. So he was, if anybody wanted to call anybody a betrayer, it was him. And I think a lot of the old timers felt that way. He should have been defiant like Neil was. Now we got the underboss and the consigliere who's defiant. Oh, how many people we're going to kill? maybe if you get all of that, maybe we don't make the move. Maybe we're not strong enough. But he went along with it. So I don't think there was a big outcry or a big funeral or a big anything for him. It was like, goodbye and good luck. No hatred, but I don't think a lot of love either. And that's the reason why. And I want to just say people that love him.
Yeah.
I liked him. I didn't love him, but I liked him. I didn't know him well enough to love him. When I got to know him, he was already betraying. So,
Thank you, Sammy. 48 Grizzly, cheers from Tucson.
I just was in Tucson, Grizzly. I think, were you there at the meeting? I was just there Saturday night. Not actually night. I left here a little bit before 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got down there and I was at a restaurant. The Church, you probably know the place, pretty famous in Tucson. Really beautiful place, nice place. And you know what they did, man? They got 3 restaurants in this big area. 1, 2, and 3. And then the whole courtyard, there's tables and chairs and umbrellas. It's so beautiful. I mean,
Wow.
what a great little setup,
Nice.
So I was there for the day. Was talking to some people that I know there, and I'm trying to get into the alcohol business, and some of these guys were in the alcohol business. I was with Roberto and a few other people, and this guy who owned the restaurant there, the Church. It's a pretty famous place over there. It was nice. It was beautiful. And
Nice.
he gave me his card. He says, if I could help you, he's connected with the alcohol business a little bit. So I just was there just the other day.
That's awesome. Thank you, Grizzly. 48 Grizzly. Timofey, how was your Christmas, Sammy? I love you.
I think it would have been a lot better if you were here. If you love me, really love me, I said, because I mean, it was good. It was great.
Yeah.
My wife wasn't here. She was down with her mother, taking care of her mother. So, but it was good. I had my son here, and my daughter couldn't make it. I don't think she wasn't here for Christmas. She came after, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the whole family as usual.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good.
She
my
had a
son.
business to open.
Huh?
She just opened her new business.
Yeah. So it was good.
Pizza Dave. Sammy, what's your favorite Italian restaurant in Brooklyn? Gargulio's is still around, but not as good as before.
Yeah. Giulio's was good. And I forgot a few of their names, to be honest. There's one near the highway. I was talking to a friend of mine. And I forgot the name of the place. And
We'll think of it. We'll get it on the next
yeah,
slide.
but Gargiulo's was great. That was in Coney Island. It was more seafood than Italian. It was Italian, but it was seafood, mostly seafood
Yum.
by the ocean and all of that stuff.
Hell yeah.
Italian seafood type of bullshit. It's a good restaurant, but.
Bobby, give me a short story about my late grandfather, Charlie Fiermonti, if you ever met him, from Jamaica Estates.
Charlie who?
Charlie Fiermonti?
Fiamonte? What family is he with?
Bobby, what family? Go ahead and comment again. Mikey Irish, do you know Andrew Gargulio? They called him Andy Wilson, and apparently he was a big bookie.
Yeah, without a doubt. I didn't know him personally, but Andy Williams was probably one of the biggest bookies around. If you didn't know him, you weren't in the mafia. So, yes, everybody knew him. He was a tremendous bookie. A lot of people, they call it edging off. When they get too many bets, they can't handle it, they would edge it off to him. He was huge, and I heard of him. I didn't know him personally. I wasn't a gambler really that much back then. But I heard of him, knew him well. No, I didn't know him well. I heard of him.
Awesome. Isla with a weekly envelope. No comment, no question.
Thank you.
Trader Tom, early in life in the groups, did you struggle to be assertive?
Oh,
Did you struggle to be assertive, like in your early groups, like probably Rampers days and when you were fighting for the bullies in school and stuff? Was it a struggle for you, or was it like a built-up anger, or
no,
what
it
makes you
wasn't a
assertive?
struggle at all, and I really wasn't assertive to people. I was really well liked. I got along with a lot of people very easily. I had a little bit of a temper. I was quick with my hands. I mean, you know, and maybe because I'm small, I know what's going to happen. If I see a person's attitude and I know something's going to happen, fuck it. I'm gonna throw the first punch or whatever. I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
Going back when I was a kid, you know, I'm small now, but when I was a kid, I was a little smaller than them. They kept growing, I stopped. So, but I wasn't too much smaller. There wasn't too many bullies around me, because a bully, I wouldn't let you get away with it. I fought a lot of kids, not so much that they were bullied against me. It was that I was dyslexic. I got along with the girls, but the guys would make fun because I couldn't spell a word, or I didn't know a 3 looked like an 8, or an 8 looked like a 3.
Right.
And they're looking at me like I'm fucking completely stupid or whatever, making jokes. And I break their ass at 3 o'clock when we left school. And so bullies looked and saw what I was doing for that. They didn't bully me too much. You know, the kid would have to be a real big guy. I had this fat Razzie. And he, big fuck.
What's a
really
Razzie?
big and fat as a fucking moose. And I mean, he would wrestle with people a lot.
Yeah.
And he'd crush you. I got in an argument with him one day, and I knew, and I said, you know, all right, let's go. So when he came down to grab me around the waist, he's going to take me to the floor, and he'll squish me.
Yeah.
But I didn't go for that. When he went down like this, I came up with an uppercut. I almost broke his fucking jaw. Then I hit him a right, a left. I hit him so many punches because I didn't want to go to the floor with him. He would have killed me. He was too big, too heavy. He would have just crushed me.
Suffocated you.
So I don't think I had too many bullies around. And I got along with all the tough guys. So, I mean, I really wasn't all that much bullied and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Librium X, back in the super chat, was Carmine Cigar Galante the last commission call?
the last commission what?
Call?
Call? I don't know what that means.
Expand a little bit for us, Librium. Andre with
Listen, Carmine Galante with the cigar, he really wasn't a boss. He was a super, super tough guy. When he came out of prison, he declared himself the boss. There was a boss in prison. He declared himself the boss and took over the banana family, I think it was.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure. And he just bullied his way. And it didn't work. Eventually they got together and they killed him in a restaurant. He's the guy laying in the backyard in the yard with the cigar still in his mouth.
Oh, jeez.
And they blew him away, something awful. But he was a super tough guy. I heard in prison he would play racquetball with younger guys and lose. Instead of, because they're waiting, who goes next? He'd say, he would turn around, he lost. He's supposed to get off the field. He would say, who's next? So the guy who won had to leave.
Oh, shit.
And he'd get away with it because he was a tough little bastard. And he was like a boss, but he wasn't really a boss. And Lily, what do you got? The hots here? What's going on, bro? What's going on?
Andre with a weekly envelope. No comment, no question.
Thank you, Andre.
Elgato will be our last super chat today. Sammy, what is the best donut joint in America? Because I'm going there.
The best donut joint. What's that one I like that?
Bosa.
Oh, they're Bosa.
Bosa, yes, Bosa. Yeah, I go to Dunkin' Donuts. I like their stuff, but Bosa, I went there. Their stuff will blow you away. I mean, they really know how to make donuts and cookies and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they really blew me away.
They're really good. They're really good.
Yeah, Bosa. All right, guys, and we talked about it a little bit. Lily is breaking my chops. Either she's got to go to the bathroom or she's jealous. I'm giving you guys too much attention. And she thinks she's really married to me, I think now. So,
She's your dog.
Lily, I will get a divorce from you if you keep this up. She's looking at
She's
the
going
camera.
crazy
She's
with the roof
You
noise.
know what it is? You know what's bothering her? Look, I saw her just, she hears them walking around on the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So listen, I mean, before we call it quits, go get a fucking gun. Get one of the guns. And go up on the roof and tell them, what are you doing up on the roof? If they give the wrong answer, shoot them. Don't worry about it. We'll get some people there to get rid of the bodies.
Just a flesh wound. Nothing. Miss the organs.
All right, guys. So I'm going to pack it in. Love you guys. Really do. So I'm going to just sign off my usual. Adios, motherfuckers.